Yeah, I know, pup. What a year it's been. So many amazing games back to back to back. But just like with last year, it comes to the point where we want to highlight the best game design of 2025. We're going to be going over a lot of different fields of design, like combat, levels, sound, narrative, and puzzle, to see which games came out on top in their respective categories. And I do in fact have an overall game of the year, but I'll save that one for a little bit later on. But first, what should we start with, pup? Multiplayer design, because there's two of us. Well, that makes sense. Well, for best multiplayer design of 2025, it's gotta be Night Rain. Just from a base perspective, the combination of roguelike design philosophies with battle royale time management is genius in how it forces you and your friends to plan on the fly where to go and what to prioritize, and that all changes based on your team composition. Even though there is a lot of feigned randomness to its level design, things are also targetable. Certain locations will always have certain weapon types that benefit certain classes, so even if you're playing with randoms, your plan of attack will constantly change based on what class they're playing, allowing for you to develop familiarity with your environment, but have it constantly shift each run. And on top of that, their reinventions of decade-old class designs are just incredible. The additions to the magic system were inspired, but the improvements made to archery and summoning have elevated what were previously unviable builds in past titles to not just functional but now competitive, giving such a wide range of playstyles viable ways to engage with the game with friends. I could go on for days about all of this, but I already made a full episode on the entire topic, so go check that out if you haven't already. Alright, what's next, Pudo? Combat design. Well, that's gotta be Expedition 33. Now, there are many things that are incredible about Expedition 33, and don't worry, I won't be spoiling anything that happens in the game narratively because the story is one of the best things about it, but the standout for me is its combat design. Namely, it's a turn-based game that allows you to parry or dodge enemy attacks, which impacts the wider turn-based ecosystem. Now, alright, stop writing that comment. I know Expedition 33 was not the first JRPG to have reactive elements in its combat design, not by a long shot, Super Mario RPG being the standout here, where you could hit a button at the correct time to deal/take extra damage. All of it done in an attempt to add stakes and additional verbs of interaction to what was usually a black and white system. But what really sets Expedition 33 apart in this regard is how they utilize the scale of enemies and depth of field to alter the perceived timing of those interactions, adding a lot of complexity, and then on top of that, how it's much easier to dodge attacks due to their invulnerability frame window than it is to parry them. But as an encouragement to actually put yourself in danger, if you successfully parry, you gain action point resources to spend on future turns, meaning if you engage with the parry system, your combat efficiency goes through the roof. The dodge system allows players to obtain mastery over enemy attack patterns and then exploit that to their advantage via parrying. It makes fights less of a stat check and more of a skill check, to the point where you can absolutely bully bosses if you're good enough, but at the same time take it at your own pace, because the ability to outlevel the challenge through player-driven quantitative adjustments still exists here due to the option to grind, so both extremes here work out in the player's favour. Now, do I wish that the game had accessibility options to allow for automatic dodging so people with specific disabilities could still engage with the game? Yes, 100%. Now, there are accessibility options to automatically complete player attack QTEs, but not for dodging or parrying. The thing is, turn-based games are unique in the sense that they allow players with a range of personal experiences engaging with games to take that game at their own pace. It doesn't matter if it takes you 20 minutes to navigate to the attack menu, the outcome is still the same, and forcing players to engage with the parry and dodge system eliminates that possibility for a large number of people who might be incredibly excited to play Expedition 33 because it is an incredible game with an amazing story. But enough of that, what's the next award, Ludes? Best soundtrack? Well, I guess it's Expedition 33 again? Gestral Market, Poème d'amour, Lorient Testard really went above and beyond. There wasn't a single song, mainly due to the recurring motif, that I wasn't humming or chanting as I played the game, but that being said, the same thing occurred with Silksong. Choral chambers, cogwork blooming dancers, mate. Christopher Larkin, you've done it again. It's incredible that this immaculate album only cost $20 and somehow came with a free game, but then again, Hades 2 slap us severely. Even if we only selected the siren songs, the soundtrack would be a heavy hitter, but when you layer on everything else from its ambience to its diegetic duets, it's simply riveting. So I'll be honest, all three of these games are going to win the award for the exact same reasons. You're each ahead on the same beautiful Cerberus. You wish you had three heads. No, I don't think you do. And what does that have anything to do with this ad transition? Got you, bitch.
This video is brought to you by Play Tracker, the app that tracks your cross-platform game library, achievements, stats, and more. Play Tracker works by connecting to various gaming platforms and combining all your data in one place. It offers a unified cross-platform social experience, advanced game library labeling and sorting, fun challenges and progression system, and stats about games and the types of players who enjoy them. Play Tracker is for all kinds of gamers, like this one.
My top tags across all platforms are dating sim and psychological horror. I'm sure that says nothing about me as a person.
And this one.
My mate Captain Toe Jam 96 and I have a lot of games in common. We should tackle some challenges together.
And even me! I'm better than all of you. Unite your gaming multiverse with Play Tracker today and join the official Second Wind Guild to unlock exclusive profile decorations by playing games recommended by us, a group of ostensibly professional gamers with allegedly great taste in games. Ooh.
Alright mate, back to our award things. What's next? Puzzle design. Oh, that's easy. Cerulean Monarch. Blueprint. Similar to how Night Rain blended the roguelite and battle royale genres, Blueprints combined roguelites with puzzle mystery designs, creating a really strange but compelling, ever-shifting environment for you to scour for clues to solve the mystery of the elusive 46th room. Seeing how the roguelite elements lend themselves to the unraveling nature of Blueprints' puzzle design is incredibly unique. The excitement of discovering a new room or unraveling a clue that teaches you new things to look for in previously explored areas is honestly intoxicating and makes note-taking a necessity if you want to keep track of it all. These sudden realizations and aha moments are just fantastic. Don't get me wrong, I do have my criticisms. The roguelite nature of randomly served rooms can be infuriating when you have a specific mystery you've just figured out how to solve, but need to revisit a specific room. You could go multiple in-game days without seeing it again, leading to a lot of frustration for unlucky players. When solving a puzzle, the reward moment is the aha click of figuring out exactly what you need to do and not the physical action of completing the puzzle itself. Putting randomly generated time between that aha moment and actually acting upon it adds nothing to the puzzle solving itself. It just adds frustration. Blueprints could have benefited greatly from more late game ways to target specific rooms. You could think of them as their own mini puzzles to solve, and that would allow players to have a shorter distance from aha to solution. Don't get me wrong, the unraveling of its puzzles is the best I've seen all year, but it's not without its faults, but that's just par for the horse when exploring completely virgin genre combinations, so hats off to you. Another thing that Aquamarine Aristocrat did so well was the way it manages time. Each room you enter consumes a single footstep from this counter, and once this counter is fully depleted, your allotted time for that day is up. This pressure makes you think carefully about every single room you enter and what might be of greatest importance to that day's specific challenges. It's a beautiful way to add pressure, but without having a literal timer. And another game that does something similar, and I'll be honest, is my overall game of the year, winning dual awards for best level and narrative design, is The Seance of Blake Manor. Again, no narrative spoilers here. Please, my god, go play this game. It deserves your attention 100%. But as a general description, it's a game where a detective is tasked with investigating a disappearance at a rural manor 2 days before the titular seance. During these 2 days, you need to solve a slew of mysteries pertaining to the manor and its many guests to unravel what dastardly deeds are afoot. Where the time management aspect comes in is that every action you take to investigate the mundane or the incriminating takes up a singular minute counting down to the seance, making every interaction and conversation have the appropriate weight to match the seriousness of the subject matter. But time is not depleted for each step you take or every room you enter, so there is no risk at all to retracing your steps or even re-inspecting previously viewed items. You're never punished for needing to recalibrate or look again, and the game does a fantastic job of actually maintaining a pinboard of each mystery at hand and how they relate to one another. As your knowledge grows, you can also slowly learn the guest schedules, now adding new places you want to investigate based on their whereabouts or whereabouts. Now, mysteries are all well and good, but the actual narrative delivered here is one of the most compelling I've seen all year. Consider the twists and turns of your favorite game, right? Now apply that to each one of the manor's inhabitants. Slowly uncovering new motives teaches you vital clues to a myriad of other ongoing cases and the larger mystery at hand. No matter what I discovered, it felt relative and enticing to the point where I just couldn't put the game down. It's an endless cascade of "oh shit, really?" and then sprinting around like a mad bastard trying to juggle all this intrigue, but I never felt overwhelmed by it. On the topic of level design, the Seance of Blake Manor took quite a simple environment but used the information you gather along your journey to allow you to recontextualize previously visited areas through a new lens. And like we said before, you're never punished for backtracking, so suddenly obtaining that aha moment of where you need to be and then being rewarded for doing it, further pushing you down this rabbit hole. It's extremely hard for me to justify why this game got both of these awards and is my game of the year without spoiling specific details of its narrative, but I'd rather you just go and experience that for yourself, because video games, just delve into it yourself and then we can talk about those designs in Discord or in the comments. And that'll do it, Ludes. My best game design of 2025. We've got some amazing indies, AA and triple all coming through and pushing the industry forward, but now that I think about it, nearly all of the best games this year for me have a lot to do with time as a resource. Well, that'll be the first episode of 2026 then. It's time to make that episode after the break, because I'm done. Ludo, come on, let's go get some pigs and blanket. All right, say Merry Christmas. All right, Merry Christmas, everyone.